Good evening and welcome to New Horizons. Rob and Chrissy send their apologies, they're stuck in Barcelona still. If you've got a mobile phone, could you please put it on silent or switch it off? Thomas is going to talk to us about the real law. Know thyself, I think that is. What the bleep is going on. So, without further ado and dancing around, I'll pass you across to Thomas. Big hand of applause.
No need to clap, none of this is mine. It's all been stolen from Acts of Parliament, other researchers, and of course the Book of the Law. It is not my intention to offend or insult anybody tonight, and thank you all for coming. I say it's not my intention to offend anybody tonight. What I'm going to be coming up with is not the truth. The truth is subjective. I'm coming up with facts, and facts only. And some of those facts, are, for some of you people, will be shocking, to say the least. But it's all your own fault. It's all our own fault because we're in the situation that we are. You can't blame your MPs, you can't blame your councillors, you can't blame the Queen, you can't blame anybody else but yourself. It's all your own fault, all our own fault, because we never took the time to think and study the law. Now, none of us know who we are, what we are, where we're from, why we're here, where we're going, and how we got here. None of us know that. There's a lot of people searching for the facts, but they're going in the wrong places, and they're looking at truths which other people have come up with. I'm going to give you facts from legislation, facts from the Bible, facts from comments from lords, and so on and so forth. And at the end of it, hopefully, you'll get a better picture of what you are and start looking at where you should be and what you should learn, because none of you know the law. I'm going to make a statement now, and I'm going to prove to you that that statement is a fact, and it is in legislation, the legislation that your government has put through, and their statements. You are all devils, and none of you have a soul. I'm going to prove that here. Now, these are not my opinions. These are facts which have come through by a lot of research and a lot of thinking, a lot of studying, and wading through the flaming websites and so on and so forth, and the Book of the Law itself. What the hell is going on? Well, you don't know yourselves, that's what it is now. Here is a way of explaining your political parties. The first one, please. You can have a laugh at this if you want. Has anybody seen that advert? Yeah. They're taking the mickey out of you there, right? Come and buy this, come and buy the fact that we're going to go into Europe or we're not going to go into Europe, and they're all the same puppets under the same masters. You're wasting your time. Nuts. And if anybody dares to speak out against them, the facts, you get a piece of tape stuck over your mouth. You get taken out. Right, how are we on the next one? Let's have a look. What you just seen there? Are we working? Yeah. What you just seen there is the New World Religion Code being brought into existence. You've seen Christianity just get, right, being crushed. We all know there's a new world order We all know there's going to be a new world religion. That's them telling you, right? It's not based on Christianity. It's based on more Babylonian nonsense, right? And you're all going to be under it, and you're all going to have to obey it in a more powerful way than the religion that you've got now. And when I say religion, look at the word religion and see what it means. It means to rebind yourself to something. Anyway, there is a war on earth for your soul, and you've got the choice who's going to win that war. Are you a person, or are you a man stroke woman? Are you a creation of God, or are you a creation of yourself? There's a lot of people saying, I'm God, I created myself. Or, more importantly, are you a creation of your country? Anybody? Who's a creation of the country here? Anybody? Afraid to tell you, you all are. Every one of you. I'm not. Not anymore. I had a civil death, October 2014. I have no passport, I have no driving licence, I have no national insurance number, no tax number, no birth certificate number, nothing from the state, nothing at all. I can't get a job because I've got no tax number and national insurance number. They don't recognise me in any way whatsoever. Right, now you've got two opposing sets of laws here. You've got the laws of God, which I sooner call the real laws, or you've got the laws of your country. You've got God's law, the real constitution, which are the Ten Commandments. And they are, or they used to be, your property. Anybody here, anybody at all, think that the Ten Commandments is faulty in any way? Be honest, anybody? And you bloody say, yeah. Okay. All right, well, let's... Is that a better law than the United Kingdom's law? Okay, let's move on. And then you've got the law of your country. Your fictitious constitution. You've got your common law, which is law you created for yourselves. You've got Bill of Rights, which is the law you created for yourselves. You've got the Magna Carta, again, the law you created for yourselves. The Human Rights Act, 1998, the law you created for yourselves. The European Human Rights, Declaration of Human Rights, the Road Traffic Act, the Council Tax Act, this act, that act, and every other bloody act is the law that you all created yourselves. Because you have representatives who bring these things in on your behalf. They are your servants. You're on the electoral roll. You have an adhesion contract with your country, which is just a count of the people. You're all part of the Office of National Statistics. The man versus the person. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Are you an image of God, or are you an image of your country? All of that, you've got passports, driving licenses and all this. You're an image of your country. Right? I'm telling you, I'm going to say some shocking things here tonight. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. A lot of you won't know the things I'm telling you. But these are facts I'm giving you. Right? So, you're a person. Right? And a person is a man. And it is a man, by the way, person. But a man is not a person. Does anybody not know what a person is, by the way? No, but everybody know what a person is? Yeah? I think you all think you know what a person is. Bible. Woe unto you lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. You entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered. And then Matthew, it says, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanliness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Woe unto you, scribes, the solicitors, and your Pharisees, that's your clergy, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. Sepulchre is a grave. What is a person? A human person is as fictitious as the fairy ones. What the Bible says about persons. I've covered some of this in the last talk I did, but bear with me because I'm edifying it for people that didn't see the last talk. James chapter 2, verses 6 to 10. Now this is one of the many verses in the Bible where if you show any respect to persons, you are a sinner. And when I say a sinner, you are breaking the law. That's what a sinner is, somebody who breaks the law. But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you, and bring you before the judgment seats, and blaspheme that worthy name by which ye are called? If you fulfill the royal law, according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself, ye do well. But if you have respect to persons, you commit sin, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. Convinced means is a modified word of convicted. You are convicted of the law as transgressors. So you've broken the law because you've shown respect to persons. Right? So therefore you're convicted because of that. And every time you go into a court for whatever reason it is, right? They say, oh, you Mr. Jones. You say, yeah. Oh, you're a person. I'm gonna slap your arse now. That's what's going on. Right, life. That state of animals and plants, or of an organised being, in which its natural functions and motions are performed, or in which its organs are capable of performing their functions. The sum of the forces by which death is resisted. I don't know whether I've been through this last time, I can't remember, but I'll go through it again. Natural life. The period of a person's existence considered as continuing until terminated by physical dissolution or death occurring in the course of nature, used in contradistinction to that juristic and artificial conception of life as an aggregate of legal rights or the possession of a legal personality, which could be terminated by civil death. That is, that extinction of personality which resulted from entering a monastery or being attainted of treason or felony. Do you understand the difference between life and artificial life? A person has artificial life and it can be dissolved. Right? But the only way you can dissolve it is by committing treason or going into a monastic order. Everybody know what a fiction is? Anybody not know what a fiction is? Legally. Well, let's go through it. An assumption or supposition of law that something which is or may be false is true. Or that state of facts exists which has never really taken place. A fiction is a rule of law which assumes as true and will not allow to be disproved. Something which is false but not impossible. So a fiction is something in the courts which they say is true but it's false, and they know it's false. And they know you're not a person. They know it. But they won't assume it until you stand your bloody ground against them and be in the right capacity to be able to protect yourself. Right. These assumptions are of an innocent or even beneficial character and are made for the advancement of the ends of justice. Can't get justice in these courts. They secure this end chiefly by the extension of procedure from case to which it is applicable to other cases to which it is not strictly applicable. The ground of inapplicability being some difference of an immaterial character, fictions are to be distinguished from presumptions. By the former, something known to be false or unreal is assumed as true. By the latter, an inference is set up which may be, and probably is true, but which at any rate the law will not permit to be controverted. Fictions, or fictitious, this is a cracker, this one. Founded on a fiction, having the character of a fiction. So, say, founded on something that's false, and having the character of something that's false. Feigned, or pretended. Fictitious action, an action brought for the sole purpose of obtaining the opinion of a court on a point of law, not for the settlement of any actual controversy between the parties. Fictitious name. Please listen to this, because everybody who's in trouble with anything, whether it be council tax, parking fines, anything, please listen to this and take note of this. Fictitious name. A counterfeit, feigned, or pretended name taken by a person differing in some essential particular from his true name. And that consists of a Christian name and a patronymic name. That's your true name. With the implication that it is meant to deceive or mislead. But a fictitious name may be used so long or under such circumstances as to become an assumed name, in which case it may become a proper designation of the individual for ordinary business and legal purposes. Understand what the word proper means. Get your dictionaries out and have a look at the word proper and property. Fictitious plaintiff. This one you should really listen to. A person appearing in the writ or record as the plaintiff in a suit, who in reality does not exist, or who is ignorant of the suit and of the use of his name in it. It is a contempt of court to sue in the name of a fictitious party. Anybody understand what that means? Let me try to explain it and go through it again. Barclays Bank. You have a mortgage and you can't keep it up for whatever reason, doesn't matter. Whether the chemtrails are knackering your hips and your lungs, doesn't matter, right? You're drinking poison out the taps, whatever the case may be, and you can't pay them this fictitious money, and they decide, the manager or the loans officer or whoever it is at Barclays Bank said, right, we're going for possession here, we'll get his house off him. Well, it's a person, he will then be the person appearing in the writ as the plaintiff in the suit, and he will be suing in the name of a fictitious plaintiff.